Thirsty Thursday, boys and girls. Oh gosh darn it! Hang on, I need to look at this. Watch this on the regular stream on the watch page. Here we are. It's too small on my other screen to be able to see. Hey Peter, what's up, man? Can you hear me all right? Oh man, I was gonna be doing I started recording a review of that kit that I got from Great Fermentations, and I was off today, and I've just been working around the house all day and everything, and I tell you what, I pooped out in the middle of it. So I'm just like, ah, it's time for a Thirsty Thursday. I've never done one of those before, so we'll just do a Thirsty Thursday live. A lag of the audio. Man, I was gonna be doing hmm. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second here. Let me turn that off. That might be better. Does it sound like it's repeating itself? Here we go again with audio problems. Oh, not much, David. Just doing a little Thirsty Thursday today, trying to kick back and relax a little bit. So, hey, what the heck? Hang out with you guys for just a little bit. Well, let me see here. Let me try muting that and doing that. No, that ain't going to work either. Wonder why there's a delay. Here we go again with audio problems. All right, let me try this real quick here. Let me see if I can do this instead. Heck, I don't even think mine. Yeah, it's on, but I don't think it's working. How about now? Is that better? Is that better now? I don't have any headphones on, so I can't hear what's going on. Let me see if I can hear anything what's happening here. All right, that looks like it's better now. Oh, I guess I need Japanese subtitles, huh? Yeah, I know. Is it better now, though? I think it is better now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is better now. I think now that I'm seeing what I'm seeing on the screen there, I'm watching my OBS software and I'm watching that screen at the same time. I think it's better now. So, how's everybody doing on this fine Thursday? Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let me see if I can crank up the volume a little bit here on this thing. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy, oh boy. Gotta love technical difficulties. Speaking of which, did anybody see Craig Tube live the other day? It was uh, it was like 10 minutes of nothing, and then finally it came up and started working. So it was pretty crazy. Let's see if we got anything better now. Let me boost the audio on this thing. All right. Let's see. Keep going. All right. Is that better now? I'm thinking it should be a little better. I'll just have to yell. Let's see if it's getting better. No, Dave, I'm not doing Facebook too. I'm been busy doing. If you can see over here in the corner over here, I was doing a review of a beer, so that's money. All right, I like it. We just have to like jack all the inputs on the thing there. So, what's the temperature in Florida, Peter? Now that I'm yelling, it's great. Too funny. I suppose I wanted to try to show you guys the. I did a new intro for the. Yeah, now I hear it in my headphones over here. I've got a new intro for some of my videos. I was going to try to show you guys. I don't know if there'll be any audio to it or not, but let me see if I can find it and put it on here. Hang on just a second. Let's see if we can do a video source here. Maybe, maybe not. I'll try and see what I can find here. Let's see. Let me add a file here. Intro. Where's it at? That's it right there. I think it's it. All right. Okay. Let's see. Is it going to play? I don't know. I don't think it's going to play at all. Oh, there it goes. There it is. Did that work? Did you guys hear any of the audio or anything for that? I thought I saw some audio coming across there. Maybe you guys did see it, I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm using the mic on the webcam right now. I don't know. Ever since I tried to use the audio on my computer instead of I was streaming before on my wife's laptop and it was much better. So it was one of those things where when I switched over to my computer, I think the mic jack on the motherboard is bad. So I think I'm probably going to get like a USB device to do the audio with, get a USB like sound card or something like that to be able to do, because this computer has so much more horsepower. I got two AMD video cards in there that process this video with OBS really well. So I don't know, the stream looks really good from what I'm seeing. So you guys like the intro? I think that's what John was saying there. Cheers, everybody. It's crazy because I'm watching both screens. I'm seeing the screen that's the stream and then seeing the screen afterwards. It's funny. So I don't know. But yeah, I can see it on there. Let's see here if I can size this up a little bit. So it's a little bit bigger. Oh. So what's everybody doing tonight? I'm just was gonna hang out with you guys for just a little bit because I got tired. I was off today, but I spent all my time working around the house, and I was gonna work on a video doing this this kit from Great Fermentations, the Saison kit, but I ran out of steam before I got there, so. Yeah, I struggle with having an intro that's too long because I think people don't like to watch that. But I'd like to have a little bit of something that kind of shows the logo for the channel. So I don't know, so I think it was like maybe 7 minutes or not 7 minutes, 7 seconds long. And I kind of cut it down to that. I mean, I can lengthen it out because there is more to that intro than that. But I didn't know, sometimes you could do you do an intro that's much longer than a few seconds and people are like, I'm out. So I don't know. I may lengthen it up. So I mean, it's good to hear if you guys think it could be longer. So, that's, I guess that's why I was wanting feedback from you guys, so you can tell me what you think about it. So, but so what's going on with everybody? I am in the midst of ordering some parts for the automated system that Mr. Peter Bruno there sent me the components for. So got some shopping cart stuff going on, and tell you what, it's been work has been pretty busy, and doing videos and everything's been pretty busy. So I'll tell you what, it's been something else. So for sure. Yep. Did anybody catch the Craig Tube live stream the other night? There was like 150 people in there. It was crazy. The chat was just going, couldn't even read it hardly. Yeah, right, exactly. Opinions are like, you know what opinions are like. I'm gonna get another beer real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Raspberry Pi system. I think there's a lot of limitations to it from what I understand. I cannot speak from experience about the Raspberry Pi system. I know that there's a lot of limitations to it. Peter can probably speak more to that because he's actually the one that designed the brew control, or he, not himself, not by himself, but he was one of the people that actually developed that system. So, yeah, actually, yeah, Jamie, let me show you real quick. You want Arduino? We got Arduino. There is a custom brew control. Let me see if I can get the camera to show it right there. Custom brew control RTD sensor board. And there is it's the Mega 2560 that I got from Peter. That is going to be the mastermind of the system. I don't know, I called it the spinal cord the other day. Peter would have to tell me if I was really right about that or not, because the program, the Windows program that runs this is actually the brains of it, but it will work autonomously whenever it's not hooked up to the system. So, you know, with the Raspberry Pi, I think I think it's Craft Pi. I mean, that's it's an open source. The brew control, it is $99, but the thing about that is it has a lot more flexibility. And I was talking to Peter the other day, and you can actually, I think you can, what did he say? He had 38 PIDs, system PIDs running at once. So, I mean, you can't do that with the Raspberry Pi, I don't think. So, I'll be interested to see how that works, because based on how I build the system, if I want to get some glycol jacketed fermenters, I can control that. I can control my keyser with it. I can do a lot of different things. So, okay, all right, cool, Peter. I had hoped, I was like, did I say that right? All right. I wasn't sure, but it should be pretty cool. I'm interested to get messing with it, to get messing around with it. So I can't wait for some parts to come in. I'm still a little torn on how big to do the box. I'm trying to take Peter's advice and get it as big as possible, but at the same time, I'm trying to be sensible about it too, as far as money goes. So, you know, it's one of those things where I got plenty of room. I can stick it up underneath of my brew stand, just like Peter does in his system, but I'm trying to think about what I want to do exactly. But I think trying to future proof um, is always good. So yeah, I don't know much about the Strange Brew Elsinore. Some of the guys in the homebrew club that I belong to, they have the what is it called? The hose. Oh gosh, darn it! What is it called? I can't think of it. Yeah, hose head. That's it. Yep, that's it. Um, yep, that they have a couple of those, and they said they like it a lot. So now the $495, is that complete with everything? The SSRs, the element, well, not the elements, but all the completely put together. Mm. Mm. Cheers, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a touchscreen. I have a monitor from a. I bought it off eBay a while back because I did a kitchen PC. I thought it'd be cool to have a. I had a swing under kitchen mount where I could flip the screen down and look at recipes and all that kind of stuff on the computer there. But my wife just never used it much. It's like it's so much easier just to grab your tablet or grab your phone, then flip a screen down. That never really caught on very much in the commercial space either. I think there was a computer called an Icebox that was meant to mount underneath of the cabinet with a flip down screen and speakers and all that stuff, and it never really caught on very well either. So I have that, and then I also have a Weiss box that goes that is like an enterprise device, and I think it's about 1 or 2 gigahertz processor and not a lot of RAM, maybe 60 gigabytes of solid state memory. So I'm hoping, according to what Peter's telling me, that it will run the brew control. I don't think there's a lot. It doesn't. It's not a system resource hog, so I think it should work pretty well. But I guess for a Kegelherm setup, it kind of depends on what you want to do, really. If you want to because if you want to have something like the DSPR 120 or the 300, those actually have like a knob that you turn on them, and you can adjust the power output to the element by that, and it's still a pulse width modulation, but you can dial it in, and those work pretty well. They also have a timer involved with them where you can actually set your boil. I have in mine, I have the 2352s, which work fine for me. I haven't had any issues with that, so those are okay. Kind of depends on what you want to do, really. I mean, in a Herm system, I like the PIDs because those 2352s are actually specific PIDs. If you read the literature on the 120 and the 300, they're really not PIDs, but that doesn't mean you can't use them. I mean, it's one, just because they're not true PIDs, they still maintain a good temperature. So I mean, I don't see any issue with that. But that would be probably the ones I would recommend, Joe. Repurpose what, Jamie? You're talking about the touch screen, or you're talking about the Weiss device? Got a gnat. Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah, Joe, it comes down to whatever you think. I mean, whatever you feel more comfortable with using. I will tell you with the 120 and the 300, there's no programming that's required at all with those. I mean, they're set up pretty much just for brewing directly, and the PIDs, the 2352s, they were used in a wide range of other things: smokers, sous vide machines. I mean, just there's a ton of different things. If you look on their website, they have all different things that use that. Yeah, Jamie, yeah, exactly. They have a ton of different things that they use those PIDs for. But I personally, I don't have a problem with going up there and adjusting the stuff by holding the button down and let it change. It's not really that much of a pain to me, honestly. Because you're really not changing those settings that much. I mean, once you get to the point where you have your boil going and you have the level of boil that you want, you really don't mess with it anymore. So, you know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking forward to, Peter. Now I just got to figure out. I don't have a ceiling in the basement yet, which is good. So I can run wires and stuff for different sensors in different places. Fortunately, so that may be one of those things. I just have a real basic analog controller on my Keizer right now, so I may decide to go ahead and integrate the brew control into that, so I can keep an eye on what the temperatures are on that thing. So I don't know. With the touch screen and the Weiss device, I might I might actually wind up just getting another computer for it. That way I can. It'd be cool if I could do the a live stream and run brew control at the same time. Then I could share the screen on the live brew day and show you guys what's happening on the screen with the brew control as well as doing the live stream at the same time. That would be pretty cool. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a work in progress right now. So little ways off from those decisions, but hey, what the heck? Hmm. I think the wall over there would be really good to mount the touchscreen to, and that way it would be almost exactly in the same type of place that the control panel is. I'm not going to get rid of my control panel yet, though. I want to keep it just in case, for some reason, God forbid, Peter, something happens to the brew control and it doesn't work or whatever, and I'm in the middle of a brew day, then I can just grab and switch over to that. But you know, do that. So I'm not gonna give up on the old analog controller yet. At some point, maybe I'll sell it, but not yet. So I also thought about doing a extension because my garage is just right over there. I also thought about doing like an extension cord in the ceiling because my plug for my brewery panel is right up. It's up here. It's right here. So I put it up pretty high off the floor. So I could, if I wanted to, put an extension cord all the way through the ceiling, all the way out to the garage. And then if I wanted to brew out in the garage, like a brew in a bag system or something like that, I could do that. So funny you should ask, Jamie. I think brewcontrol.com is probably a source for that. Not to sound like a commercial or anything. uh, hmm. Oh my goodness. So is anybody brewing this weekend? I don't know if anybody saw or not. Blickman just released their 2 videos for their pump. I saw those videos a week ago or a week and a half ago, something like that. My contact over at Blickman sent them to me. It's going to be pretty cool. I posted some photos today on all the social media that I'm on that showed the pump side by side. As a matter of fact, you can see them 1, 2, 3 in this video here. You can see them there on the bench. Peter, are you out there? Jamie's got a question. Oh, you're stuck in Pennsylvania. Well, that's not too far away from where I'm at, so. um, I heard today that Cleveland might actually get HomebrewCon next year. They're actually bidding for it right now, so that would be interesting if we had HomebrewCon in Cleveland. That would absolutely be awesome actually because I really would have loved to have gone this year, but didn't get a chance to. So I don't know. Is anybody, do you know anybody that's going to HomebrewCon, or are you going to Homebrew? Anybody watching going to HomebrewCon at all? Up in Minnesota, don't you know? Watching too much Fargo recently. Mm. Are you in the midst of building a system, Joe, or what's going on with your Herm system? What are you doing right now with it? If you're still out there. Hmm. I knew Peter would have the answer to that for sure. Yeah, David, that would be the trifecta, wouldn't it? The Indians win, the Browns actually show up for a game, and we get HomebrewCon in Cleveland. That would be like that would be I don't know. I'd be like looking around for the sky to fall the end of the earth or something. That would definitely be the trifecta for sure. Hey, Dave, have you been to Hoof Hearted Brewery up in Marengo? We were just out there the other day and at the release party. It was for Conky Dong. It was pretty good. That was actually a really good beer. Super hoppy. I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah. What part of Texas are you from, Jamie? I actually grew up down in that way there, near Dallas. Actually, I know it's probably 80 or 90 degrees by now there, isn't it? I know the year I moved here to Ohio, it was 128 degrees with the heat index and like 90, 98% humidity or something like that. Ridiculous. Of course, it hasn't been, it's not that hot. It doesn't get that hot here in Ohio, but we've had a few times where it's not that good here either, for sure. That's for sure. You had the conky dong at the Dusty Armadillo, Brownsville. Is that where's that at? That's I can't. I'm not remembering my Texas geography very well right now. Is that out in the Panhandle, or is that West Texas? Where is that at? Chop and brew, chop, chop and brew. I can't get it to not be super. I don't know. It's getting blown out by the camera. Hmm. Okay, Southernest tip. All right, man. That's a big state to drive across. I know that for sure. I lived up near Oklahoma, and man, we drove down to Galveston. I think it was Houston or Galveston, one of the two, and it seemed like it took us all day long to get there. So. Ah, okay, I got you, Sean Hawksworth. Okay, yeah, it was kind of cool when we were. It's funny because when we were out at the brewery out there, there was a guy. I think his name was Josh or Justin. I'm wanting to say Josh, but I I had this. Kelly and I were out there having a beer, and we're sitting out in the parking lot. It's kind of crazy at this Hoof Hearted Brewery. It's like out in the middle of nowhere, and by the border, by the sea, and it's just a big parking lot, and we're sitting out there, and this guy walked up to me and he goes, "You have a YouTube channel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And then, and he goes, "I watch your videos," which that was a pretty cool moment. I have to say that was a little surprising that somebody would recognize this. I had a hat on and glasses and everything else, so it was a lot of fun. I was like, "Dang, somebody recognized me. I can't go out in public anymore." Yeah, right. Did I say YouTube video? I meant YouTube channel. I don't know. And then his buddy goes, "Why do you have a YouTube channel?" And I'm like, "Why not?" I don't know. I enjoy sharing the craft of brewing beer with people. Mm. Uh, I don't know if Jeff Hoster is out there or not, but awesome email you sent me the other day, Jeff. I don't know if you'll watch this later, but really appreciate the comments that you sent to me. And Christian too from Canada. I've got a couple emails from our viewers, and you know, I really appreciate all the support that everybody's given us, and it's just it's kind of overwhelming sometimes. That people enjoy watching us. I mean, I hope that we do good content and we try to have fun, and it's one of those things where I try to put out the best content that I possibly can with the best of my ability, but I don't know, sometimes, hopefully it's entertaining and you guys enjoy it. So I certainly appreciate everybody that watches us. I mean, I'm enjoying hanging out with all 10 of you right now. So, it's a lot of fun. So Kelly's actually working tonight. So I'm like, I was going to brew a beer, but I'm like, you know what? It's too late to start right now. I don't want to finish at like 10 or 11 o'clock. I'm on vacation tomorrow, but I really don't want to. I don't want to start. I don't want to start a brew right now. So I recorded the intro and all the ingredients and everything for this hippie lemon lavender saison that Great Fermentation sent me, and got that done. But other than that, I may brew this weekend or something like that. But we'll see what happens. So I don't know. I just felt like hanging out with you guys tonight. Beer time. I'm back. Yeah, Jamie. She won't care. She doesn't care at all. No biggie at all. So. Hey, Peter. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Joe, I tell you what, I don't. I guess it kind of depends on how you want to do it. If you want to, I don't know a lot about the Raspberry Pi systems, unfortunately. Now, I may try to kind of delve into that a little bit because of the fact that I have a Raspberry Pi. I think a Model B or something like that, one of the better ones. And I was using it for like a MAME arcade machine for a little while. And I may look at, because I'm trying to explore on the channel here. I'm trying to explore all facets of electric brewing. The brew control system with that Peter helped design is one of them. There's the BCS controller. Now Peter actually designed his system. He had a BCS system and was not real happy with it, And so he actually got with somebody and designed his own system, and that's what the Arduino and the brew control system is all about. So I guess it kind of depends on what you want to do. I personally myself, if I'm not gonna, I'm kind of on the fence with the automation thing. Honestly, I want to check it out and try it out and see what it's all about. I still want to put my hands on the equipment. You know, some of the valves and all that stuff. I know a lot of people have automated valves and everything, but it's one of those things where I want to feel like I'm still touching the product. So, all right, Dutch. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Cheers, the Dutch. Hmm. Hey, tomorrow, more, whatever. I figured you'd come back and watch the stream again and see what other people talked about. So, uh, I don't know. You know, what's the cost difference, Joe, between the Raspberry Pi system and the PIDs? Because you still have to buy some hardware and everything with the Raspberry Pi system. I mean, there's still some stuff to buy. So, you know, and I don't. Does it have a true hysteresis uh, logic as far as the adjusting for temperatures and everything? I'm not 100% sure about that. I haven't done a lot of research on that part of it, to be honest with you, because I just I've been using this system for a long time, and then whenever I saw the brew control come out, I thought, well, that looked pretty interesting because it's a Windows-based system, and it didn't look like. I mean, it looked like you could do some specific programming for it, but there wasn't a lot of programming that had to be done. So, yeah. Let's see, Josh. I talked about this the other day with Mike. We were having a conversation, and I think the one thing that I would change about my system, besides the pumps, of course, is I would have gone with a 20-gallon hot liquor tank right off the bat. Um, because I've got a 15-gallon hot liquor tank right now, and a 20-gallon mash tun and a 20-gallon boil kettle. I think I would have gone with 20 gallons across the whole system. Quite honestly, I haven't had too many issues with sparging or anything. But it's one of those things where the coil that I have inside of my hot liquor tank is it's a little bit cramped in there. So I think that's one of the only things that I would change about the system. Quite honestly, I mean, I really enjoy the system that I have. So it works great for me. I am going to dabble in a bunch of other stuff just to show you guys things, but as far as having an issue with my system, I really don't have a lot of issues. But I want to try to explore all facets of electric brewing with you guys and show everybody stuff. So you know, I was just thinking about the other day. I've been thinking about putting together a 3-gallon apartment system and just see what I could do with that. So because I know some people are in an apartment and don't have the space that I do, like in a basement to brew. So, I've been thinking about either doing either like a 2,000-watt element in a 5-gallon kettle to do a three barrel, 3-gallon batch, or even like an induction cooktop. I know there's a guy that I work with that brews, and he does an induction cooktop. So, I just want to try to provide everybody with the information on electric brewing that I can possibly grab, and get people to embrace the brewing hobby with the electric and go that way with it, quite honestly. What beta are you talking about, Joe, with the brew control? Oh, the only, I just thinking about it, the only other thing I might change about my system would be I really, I think those Chillzillas look pretty good. I built my own counterflow chiller, but it runs awfully slow, and that might be one of the other things that I would change about it. But other than that, that would really be about the only other thing I would change. I don't have any complaints about the system other than that. I mean, it makes great beer. I haven't had any issues with it at all. So it's been kind of crazy because I went from 2015, I think, through 2016 almost without even brewing a batch of beer for all that time. I mean, I went almost a whole year without brewing at all, and then it was kind of crazy because the Blickman Quick Carb, I saw that in a magazine. I was still subscribed to BYO magazine. I saw that and I thought, you know what, that's pretty awesome. And that's actually what kind of fired me back off again in brewing and doing all these videos and stuff. It was crazy because I actually this system, I almost considered selling the system for a little while because I wasn't brewing. I don't know, I lost interest in it or something, and it was crazy. I was still drinking craft beer and stuff, but it was I just lost some interest in it for whatever reason. I had a lot of stuff going on with my job and other stuff going on. I was part of another organization, and hey Jeff, how are you, buddy? If you back up, I mentioned you in the video earlier, as a matter of fact. So I really appreciate that email you sent me the other day. I really do. So thank you for the kind words, and you guys keep me going. I always try to think about how can I bring more information to you guys. How can I explore more stuff? How can I do more things that teach more people? Because I think that for a lot of people, electric brewing is scary. I mean, they're afraid to get in there and wire stuff up. They're afraid to get in there and, maybe they're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess something up. I'm going to hurt myself, or I'm going to burn my house down or whatever. And, I really want to show you guys that it's not as difficult as it might seem. It's just like the first time I built a PC. It's crazy. Okay, cool. I will definitely let you know if I'm in Central PA. I was up in Erie not too long ago for work. So if I get to Central PA, I was talking to SJ Poor the other day, and we might do a hookup where we camp together. He's a camper, and I like camping too. We might do a hookup and do some beer reviews and go camping together. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I've brewed some Belgians before, Jamie. I certainly have. I've actually I've done a couple of Belgian blondes and some others as well. I do get kind of stuck in a rut a little bit sometimes of brewing certain types of beers, but this is one of those things where the saison that they sent me, I've never brewed a saison, so I'm gonna brew that, and I'm really gonna give it a go, and I want to try to do some other styles, this year, and really kind of expand my horizons a little bit as far as brewing goes. So, and you guys will be along for the ride the entire time. So I don't think there's a whole lot that I do that I'm not going to film. So, or brew live with you guys. So, it's one of those things. Middletown. Okay. All right. Cool. I guess, is that Middletown? Is that in the middle of Pennsylvania? I'm assuming it is. I don't know. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at my title here, and it says that. Let's see here. Let's change this. We're going to change it to Thirsty Thursday. All right, there we go. Yeah, thanks to everybody that helped me with the audio the other night, checking to see if everything was working okay. I don't know what happened today. I tried the same thing that I had before going on, and everybody was telling me it was out of sync, so I don't know what the deal is, but using the audio from the good old webcam today, so.
Dave, I wish I could get up to Minnesota to go to HomebrewCon, just not in the cards this year. I'm, hoping that the Browns win and the Indians win, and and we get HomebrewCon and we can have it up in Cleveland. Then we can just drive up there. Oh, I am drinking the Fat Tire clone that we brewed. Did 10 gallons of it a while back. Um, so I'm drinking that right now. Incidentally, the live brew the other day, I just did the second dry hop on it, and I can actually smell the. I can smell it right now. It's over here fermenting, but it's man, it smells awesome. I'll tell you what, it's smelling really good. So. Actually, Jeff, it's not mounted. It's just sitting there right now. I took some photos earlier today, and I'm gonna start the side by side comparison soon with that. I need to get that done before it releases on the 22nd of this month. I'd like to have that out before then so people can see. Oh no, Fernando. Yes, it is a Herms, yeah, and no, it was not answered already. It is a Herms system. I've got hot liquor tank, mash tun, boil kettle over my shoulder there, and then a sink right there. So yeah, it is a Herm system. So it's 20-gallon mash tun, 20-gallon boil kettle, and a 15-gallon mash hot liquor tank. So. Yeah, Blickman actually released both of their videos today on the new pump. I actually saw them before anybody else did a couple weeks ago. My contact over there sent me some links to them. They were private at that time. They just made them public. So it's pretty cool. So I guess if you would define quickly, Fernando, I can ramp up my mash out temperature in probably about 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. Is that are you do you have a system like that? Is it taking you longer or? All right, Joe. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hanging out with us for all this time. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your evening. Cheers. Have a good one. All right, David. We'll see you, man. Keep them boys in the big house in line. So one of the things that I do in my mash out, and one of the things you'll find with the Herm system, is that you can have an issue where your hot liquor tank will rise to the temperature like 170 or 172 long before the HLT ever gets there. It is okay for you to set your your hot liquor tank temperature above the like 172. I'll even go sometimes to 175 or higher, because of the fact that when you're doing that circulation, that coil picks up the temperature from the hot liquor tank, but there's not quite as much transfer as you would think. So, um, oh, 35 gallon. Yeah, so yeah, with the 35 gallon system and a 4500 watt element, that's really kind of pushing it to try to get that temperature up. What I would say you could probably do with that is set your point like maybe 180 or maybe even higher, so that you're heating that coil and getting that transfer through your coil a little bit hotter than the 170 mark. And doing that, then you can and then when your mash tun starts to get close to the mash out temperature, just back your PID down, and then the circulation and everything will actually let it cool off a little bit, and you shouldn't have too much trouble with being too hot. But that would be what I would recommend, is you can actually ramp your temperature above that 172 mark, and you won't really hurt anything, because as the liquid's coming into the mash tun, the heat is getting kind of saturated into the rest of the wort. So I don't think it'd be a problem at all. Yeah, so I don't think there's any issue with that. because even if the temperature of the wort coming out of the coil is 175 or whatever, if you've got a hose circulating inside, it's going to be hitting the rest of that wort that's below temperature, and it's going to saturate that heat out of it. So I don't think you'd have any problem with leaching any kind of tannins or anything out of the grain. So that'd be something that I would probably try to do. Yeah. Yep. No, it's nice. I mean, I really like having a 20-gallon mash tun. I haven't really done anything that I've reached the capacity of it yet. With the 20-gallon mash tun, I haven't had any issues where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I can't mash all that. Um, I think I did a 15-gallon batch of wheat beer, which it's not a high gravity, but it was only the mash tun was only half full. So I suppose if I try to do maybe if I did a 10-gallon batch of barley wine or something like that, I might have some issues where it would be a little bit more than what the mash tun could handle, but I don't have any issues with it other than that. What kind of mash tun do you have, Jeff? Oh, incidentally, I just I had an Instagram account a while back, but just discontinued it for whatever reason. I can't remember what it was, and so I got back on Instagram. So if you guys, I don't know how many of you are on Instagram, but I am on there as Short Circuited Brewer instead of Brewers, because that was the old handle or old ID, if you will, Short Circuited Brewer. So now it's on there as Short Circuited Brewer. So if you guys want to follow on Twitter or on Instagram, because so we're on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. I don't know, all that stuff. So I try to put out as much content on there as possible. So oh yeah, that boil kettle right there, that's a Bayou Classic, 20-gallon. Probably the same one you have, actually. What did you use for a false bottom, Jeff? Well, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream now. I appreciate everybody hanging out for Thirsty Thursday. Cheers. Jeff, sorry you caught us late. we will we'll be going live again soon. So look for tomorrow. We've got another craft beer review dropping at 5 o'clock. So should be a lot of fun. We did another beer review from another Ohio brewery. So should be a good one. We enjoyed the beers, so that'll be dropping tomorrow at 5. So oh, I do. I'll answer some more questions if you guys got questions. I actually do fly sparging, and I find that that works a little bit better for me than I did batch sparging whenever I was on my I had a igloo cooler and all that stuff, and I did batch sparging then, but I do fly sparging now and don't seem to have any issues with it. So are you doing of course, as soon as I say, hey, I'm gonna see you guys later, and more questions. So Fernando, I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Just what are triclover fittings? Any issues with weldless and QC fittings? I don't know, Jeff. You know what I mean? I'm triclover fittings. I tell you, Kyle, with triclover fittings, I find them really to be a pain to deal with. Quite honestly, I've got the QDs on mine, and the triclovers to me, it's just a lot of work to try to hold a washer and all that stuff. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day with the Blickman pump. The if you have threaded fittings, then it's one of those things where that kind of defeats the purpose of it. But with the weldless, you still have some threads and all that stuff. I haven't had any issues with mine, quite honestly. I mean, I all my stuff is weldless, so I don't have any issue with it at all. Yeah, Fernando, feel free to hit me up in the comments section of this video or anything like that. I am always more than happy to talk to you about anything and give you my thoughts on stuff or let you know more information about my system. I got no problem with having a conversation with you. If for some if for some reason you don't want to do that or whatever, you can just hit me up at Brian with an I at shortcircuitedbrewers.com and I'll get that email and I'll be happy to converse with you on there. That's no problem at all. So, all right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and I appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out. Jeff, JYOHE09, Kyle, Fernando, all you guys, everybody else was in the live stream before. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Keep brewing beer. We'll see you next time.